Two U.S. heavy long-range bombers tore past Chinese-occupied territories in the contested South China Sea Monday, demonstrating America's determination to continue its activities in the region despite China's militarization of disputed areas. A pair of U.S. Air Force B-52H Stratofortress out of Andersen Air Force Base on Guam conducted a routine training mission in the vicinity of the South China Sea, Pacific Air Forces told CNN Tuesday, explaining that the recent mission is consistent with international law and United States' long-standing commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific. The U.S. military regularly sends bombers through the contested waterway in support of the deterrence-oriented Continuous Bomber Presence mission. China, which claims the majority of the South China Sea, tends to typically react with sharp criticism of U.S. activities, even when the U.S. is simply transiting planes from its bases across the Pacific. Beijing has previously called these flights provocative, accusing the U.S. of militarizing the region, a counter to U.S. accusations. China has deployed surface-to-air missiles, SAMs, electronic jamming equipment, and anti-ship missiles to military outposts in the South China Sea, allowing the People's Liberation Army, PLAR, to keep U.S. ships and planes in the region under threat of missile fires that outrange them anytime they operate in the strategic waterway. Deployments, according to the U.S. China Economic and Security Review Commission, include HQ-9 SAMs and YJ-12 and YJ-62 anti-ship missiles, among other weapon systems. The PLA secretly deployed anti-ship missiles, electronic jammers, and surface-to-air missiles, Admiral Phil Davidson, head of U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, said last week at the Halifax International Security Forum. So, what was a Great Wall of Sand just 3 years ago is now a Great Wall of SAMs in the South China Sea, he said, stressing that these developments give China the potential to exert national control over international waters and airspace through which over $3 trillion in goods travel every year, along with commercial air traffic, as well as information and financial data through undersea cables. China has demonstrated increased resistance to U.S. military activities in the region, especially near Chinese-occupied territories. A Chinese warship confronted a U.S. Navy destroyer during a routine freedom of navigation operation in the Spratly Islands in September. The Chinese naval vessel nearly collided with the Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer USS Decatur in an incident widely considered China's most aggressive response to a U.S. ship to date. Despite escalated tensions in the South China Sea, the U.S. and Chinese militaries are attempting to restore relations through military exchanges. Following a visit by Chinese military personnel to the USS Ronald Reagan, the aircraft carrier and several of its escort ships made a port call in Hong Kong Tuesday.
Jev 880, again, I have a holding clearance for you at Kebab when you're ready to copy. Inbound on the final approach course. And expect approach clearance time 1645.
Bombay doors and externals.
Cancel live fire, you're now cleared.
11, copy. Tail number 026. Bombay.
He might be behind on the cell, but he's right there.
Inside tire, Vimy 11, the year is 1960, tail 026.
Differential 921, contact Goose Racon 119 or
Vimy 11 at Psycho, copies from Mikey.
The sparrows, actually. Can't tell. 3 drop tanks.
Number now 235.907. 98-1. Flight still. I think Wally's about to crack out a hostage. Lose you in radar and radio here and weather notice for surface and SL for your approach path.
How much time we got left on track? 40 minutes, copy.